are officially going to kick off the Senior Solutions Friday agency call. My name's Joe Johnson. Thank you for hopping on this call. As you guys know, this is a live webinar. Now, I am recording it. And I mentioned before we actually kicked off the call, I may or may not put this up on YouTube. I probably will. Just in case, people want to, our agents are, we've got, close to, I think, over 2,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, which, when I started this, just FYI, when I started posting things on YouTube 5-6 years ago or whatever it was, the idea was not to create an audience. Really, the idea of creating a YouTube channel was strictly to have a place to archive our training videos, so our particular agents can go back and revisit the content. As it turns out, however, there's a lot, we get a lot of views. Our average webinar or video that we do usually gets 2,000 or 3,000 views. Obviously that's not from our agents. That there's a lot of people that have subscribed and are watching our content, which now I've come to realize, what, that's a good thing. Even if an agent is not with Senior Solutions, they're doing something different. Man, if I can impact somebody, if I can help them with their sales career, whether it be in insurance or something else, because a lot of the stuff that we talk about, sales, marketing, closing techniques, a lot of the content that we provide can be applied to different industry, not just insurance. Now, obviously, most of the training that we're doing is sales specific on insurance, but we also do a lot of training on overcoming objections, which can be used for anything, goal setting, just all different types of information, motivational type things. So I'm saying all that to say this is that if you are, like I said, this is a live webinar, but if you happen to be catching this on a repeat and you're watching it on YouTube, appreciate you viewing. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, subscribe to our channel. We've got some pretty cool content on a lot of different subjects. And if you hit the notification bell, you'll get notified every time we put out a new video, which is virtually about once a week. We probably get 45 to 50 videos a year up. I'm thinking about doing something like on, maybe not where it's a live webinar where we have an audience like this one, but maybe just throughout the week, just do like small 5-minute sales tips type deals and get those out there. But I digress, as they say. Let me get into the content of our call today. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is really stemming from a conversation that I had earlier this week with an agent. We were talking, kind of a newer agent, just really kind of getting started, and they were asking me some questions about my background, how I got started, and I just kind of shared my story a little bit, and they told me that, wow, that was very inspiring. It was motivational. It really kind of got them pumped up to want to do better things. I guess sometimes on this call, I get so wrapped up in the content and providing specific sales content, sales material, product training, very on this, if you've been on our videos, a lot of times what you'll notice is that the content that I provide is very technical. You know what I mean? So this call, we're going to kind of break away from the norm, and we're not going to be as technical. We're not going to talk about overcoming objections. We're not going to talk about specific products. What I'm going to talk about is just the business and some of my philosophies that I hope that will help you. And for those of you that don't know, I got started in the insurance business back in 2009. So I had transitioned out of the banking / auto business, auto lending. The company I was working for didn't go out of business, but they ran out of money. So we weren't lending money anymore. Then I went back into the car business, and the dealership that I was a sales manager for, I started there. 90 days later, they went out of business. Okay. So my journey, like a lot of you, stemmed from is that I was looking for a new career where I had more control. And I like sales. I like the freedom, the flexibility, love the money. Okay. But, and I wanted to own my own business, but I didn't have a ton of startup capital. And I really didn't know how to run a business. I've never owned a business before. So what was intriguing about the insurance, a lot of the opportunities I came across were very entrepreneurial, where they presented it as if you were owning your own business. You're building your own book of business. You know what I mean? You're working with a company or for a company, and it's an opportunity to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that's something that we have certainly embraced here. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to tell you the initial company I got it recruited with was NAA, National Agents Alliance. I think they've changed their name since then. Andy Albright is the owner. My upline was in Ohio. Ended up staying with that company for 4 years. Okay, and I don't mind saying their name because I have nothing bad to say about them. It was for what I was looking for. It was a good company. They had great systems. They had lead platforms in place. The training was great. I think it's a great opportunity for new people. The thing about it was I think I just, outgrew it, and I really got attracted to the broker model. I guess I kind of got burned out a little bit on the more of the multi-level marketing, recruit, build. You have to build a team to get to the bigger contract levels, and I understand all that. But I after a while, I got to the point where I felt like the broker model was a better opportunity and would fit my personality and would fit my skills better than that type of model. But I'm saying all that to say this is that back in 2009, one of the things that company did is they really introduced me to the lead platform. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about today is, lead generation, what it takes to run your business, maybe talk to you about what kind of leads that you should be running, what kind of leads that I ran. The one thing I learned very quickly when I got into the insurance market with that particular company is that they made it very, very clear that this was a lead-driven business. And at the time, they were doing mortgage protection leads, which, if you know anything, like 2008, 9, 10, there weren't a lot of new mortgages or refis happening. So that's when in 2010, the company, for them anyway, they started introducing final expense leads. That's when I got introduced to the final expense leads. But getting started with leads, one of the things that really attracted me to that platform and the upline who brought me in, one of the hooks you could say that reeled me in is that we have leads. There's no cold calling. You don't have to go out and sell your friends and family. You don't have to go through a phone book. You don't have to go canvassing neighborhoods. We've got leads. And they did. They had a lot of leads, a lot of different varieties of leads, some, super inexpensive, more almost like cold calling, but they were still, you had names and numbers. You didn't have to, generate your own list. They had final expense leads. They have new mortgage protection age mortgage protection. And you really learn that system by working those leads. And that's something that when I transitioned from that model to the broker model, that's part of the philosophy that I took with me. Now I'm going to confess to you guys about something, and I've got a problem. I didn't think I was going to talk about this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys. I've got an addiction problem. Okay, and my addiction is I'm addicted to leads. Okay, I'm addicted to direct mail marketing, digital marketing, Facebook, anything that's going to get me in front of a client, I'm addicted to. Okay, I'm what they call a lead junkie because I hate cold calling. I despise it, honestly. That whole thing, I meet agents sometimes, man, I don't need leads. I got the 3-foot rule. Okay, well, how's the 3-foot rule working out for you? You know, how much did you make last year? Oh, 30,000? Okay. I've made as much in sales, I've made as much as 30,000 in a month without cold calling, without the 3-foot rule, and just work leads, and then work referrals, obviously, from those leads. So I'm just going to talk to you guys and from my heart about how important it is that you got to have leads in whatever type of leads it is, whether it's the age lead store, if you're going to start there, the direct mail leads, the digital leads. I don't care if the leads have been worked, if they're brand new, if they're age, doesn't matter. You need as many leads as you can get your hands on because you got to stay busy. You got to constantly be going out and seeing the people and making presentations. So I am not embarrassed to tell you that I'm addicted to leads, okay? Because lead platforms, direct mail leads, Facebook leads, digital leads, internet leads, they have made me tons of money that I've been able to pour back into my business and I've been able to provide for my family. The agents that try to shortcut the system, it just doesn't work. You can make a modest living, okay, doing and listen, at the end of the day, there's always exceptions, okay? So if you're that one guy or a girl, and I live in Chicago, so we say guys, that's what are they, gender specific. It just guys means everybody, okay? So nobody get offended, all right, when I say guys. Is that I know people that try to circumvent, shortcut, whatever you want to call it, the system and not work leads. Man, leads are the bread and butter. Leads are your marketing. How can you open any business and not market and advertising? You know, if you owned a restaurant, you would market and advertise, right? If you opened up a shoe store or whatever, any type of resale store, or even online marketing, if you were providing a service, okay, maybe it's a IT support, but you're not going to market your business. Oh, you're only going to work referrals? No, you could probably run Facebook ads, some type of digital marketing. You would advertise and market your business. It just kills me that people get into the insurance business and they revert back to 1920, and then they're just going to do word of mouth. When we have the opportunity to do marketing and advertising, here's what I'm going to tell you. It's okay to be a lead junkie, okay? You need more, I always tell agents, you need more leads than you have time, okay? You need to be busy from sun up to sunset, whether it's, prospecting, making presentations, getting your applications in, getting them submitted, following up on them. Those things are what we do to make money. So there's actually, get off track here just for a second. A lot of you know that I'm a big Grant Cardone guy who is a sales system guy. He's written a lot of books about sales systems. Now, his main passion is real estate. Okay, that's his main passion. But He's also helped out a lot of people in a lot of different industries. I know in the car industry, I think he sold cars for a while. He developed uh, like a sales platform that auto dealers could plug into. I know that was very, very successful. But I've done private coaching. When I say private, not one-on-one, but very exclusive type meetings where you have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to for the training with Grant. I've been to the big seminars. I've read a ton of his books, not all of his books, but one of the books that I read was, and I don't have a copy of it because I loaned it to somebody. I never got it back. I can't remember. Whoever you are, if I loaned you that book, can I get it back? It's called Be Obsessed or Be Average. And in that book, he talks about being obsessed, okay? Guys, usually when we talk about obsessions, it's usually in a negative way, right? Here's what I'm gonna tell you. It's okay to be obsessed. There's a lot of people that are like super obsessed about their sports teams. You know, they go to the games and they dress up, they put war paint on, and you know they go crazy for their sports teams. Man, why can't we take that same enthusiasm and be obsessed about what we do? Like just be like overly obsessed. So I'm going to give you some ideas. Well, I'm going to tell you some things that I'm obsessed about. Okay, and I'm not embarrassed to tell you that I'm obsessed. The first thing when it comes to business is that I'm obsessed about leads. If you've talked to me, I'm always talking about leads. What kind of leads are you working? Do you have leads to go? Do you have people to go see? Okay, are you buying leads? Are you getting fresh leads in all the time? I'm obsessed that you have to have fresh leads in every single week, that you can't keep working the same batch of leads over and over and over and over and over and over. You need new, fresh people to talk to. It is the law of large numbers. If you are working in the law of small numbers, it's going to work against you. You have to put the odds in your favor. So you need lots of leads. You need to make lots of presentations. I am obsessed about making presentations because I know that's where the money comes from. So full-time producer, 12 to 15 appointments minimum, okay? If I didn't make at least 12 presentations per week, well, I put it to you this way. I always made 12 presentations because I did whatever it takes. If I didn't have my 12 presentations in by Friday, I was working Saturday and Sunday until I made face-to-face 12 presentations. If you are a full-time agent, that should be your goal, is be obsessed to the point where you're going to make 10 presentations that you say to yourself, almost, I used to convince myself that it was like a life and death situation. Like someone's going to come kill me if I didn't make 12 presentations. But I'm serious. That's like how seriously I took it. Is it like life and death? Because at the end of the day, maybe it didn't kill me, but it was financial death. I knew that if I wasn't making 12 to 15 presentations every single week, it wouldn't literally be a death, but it would be my financial death if I wasn't making those presentations. Be obsessed about making sure that you're getting seniors covered with protection, okay? When I go into the home and I'm making a presentation, I'm not worried about like making a sale. Like that's not what I'm worried about. My goal is when I go in to see every home is that I'm going to be obsessed with educating and doing a proper presentation with that client and make sure that they have some type of coverage. And I'll stay for as long as I have to. That's why I always like door knocking. That way I'm not like tapping my watch. Oh, I got to get to my next appointment and you're rushing off. If I had to stay with a client for 2 hours, I'd stay there for 2 hours. Okay, and did whatever it takes to get them protected. Even if I have to convince them that they need the protection. Sometimes I feel like I wanted them to get protected because I'm so passionate about what I do. I wanted to get them protection more than they wanted to get it. And I think if you're passionate about what you're doing, and I'm using the word obsessed, then it rubs off on the client. So if you're excited and you're passionate about providing that great service and getting those covers, those seniors covered, your client, it's that enthusiasm. What is it they say? Enthusiasm is contagious, right? So that enthusiasm was going to rub off on your client. So if you're excited and you're enthusiastic and you're passionate and you have that compassion, it's going to rub off. Your clients are going to see that. They're going to be more likely to take out a program versus if you're just like really cut and dry and like very generic and not emotional. You know what I mean? It's okay to be emotional when you're in there making a presentation. Obsessed. Providing, okay, the system. I've always been obsessed about following a system. Okay, when I got started with NAA, they had a system. Okay, they were very clear is that if you don't follow the system, you're going to fail. Okay, I followed the system to the T. Senior Solutions, throughout the years, I developed the Senior Solutions sales system. Follow our system to a T. Why? Because it works. We've got a 10-point, 10, I guess say 10-point, a 10-point sales system that's in the magic formula. Guys, we've provided so much support between all the video training that we do, the one-on-one mentoring I do, and a lot of you guys know I've spent hours with you on the phone, mentoring you, helping you with your presentation. We've got videos on how to do a presentation. We've got it written out. It's called the Magic Formula. The Magic Formula is a 90-something page document that lays out the final expense, what we do, covers a lot of different areas, but one of the sections, and there are the sales scripts and presentations, and it's got the entire in-home presentation broken out for you from A to Z, from when you get to the door, the bond report, the upfront contract, the pre-sale folder, flip chart, 3-option close, cool down, everything. It's got everything you need. Plus you got me as your personal coach and mentor to help you to make sure that you're successful. Besides being obsessed with making sure clients get coverage, guys, I'm obsessed with making sure that agents succeed. I probably want you to succeed more than you want to seek, because I've seen how the business. I just remember, you know, when I first got started in 2009, I got to be honest with you, I was defeated. I mean, I was working for a company that I thought was I had my dream job, basically. I was an outside sales rep. I had a great boss, had a territory, had a company car, an expense account. I was taking clients to football games and basketball games and golfing. It was a great job. But you know what? It ended. I didn't have control of it. And then like I said, I went to go work for another company. They went out of business. I was really, you know, depressed and down in the dumps. And insurance changed my life. It gave me hope again. You know, there is a way. It is the American dream to. I don't think the American dream is to go work for somebody else and have a 401k. Is that your American dream? No, man. The American dream is to be successful, is to own a business, have control of your life, not have your financial success dependent on somebody else. I won't say there's very little job security working for somebody else, even if it's a big company. Sometimes those companies go out of business. Sometimes they shift philosophies. Sometimes they get bought out and then subdivided. I've seen it happen to a lot of people. The only true, I'll say not the only, but I mean, if you want, somebody told me a long time ago, Joe, if you want job security, you need to own your job. And that's what we have the ability here in insurance, is to own your own job. But if you ain't got nobody to go see, how are you going to be successful? That's when the whole lead development thing that comes in. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard the expression? I've heard it many times in sales. Somebody told me this is like, every day in sales, when you wake up, you're unemployed. Okay, and I thought that to myself, and I thought, that seems reasonable. You're self-employed, so when you wake up, you're unemployed. Well, you know what? That's only true. That statement is only true if you don't have anybody to go see. If you're relying upon, well, who am I going to bump in today? Maybe I can meet somebody at the gas station and start talking about insurance, or maybe I'll talk to a housewife or my pharmacist at the grocery store. You're leaving, at the end of the day, don't leave your business to chance. I think if you work in this system, is that expression in sales, every day you wake up, you're unemployed. I think that's a saying to get you motivated that you got to go out and work. But if I've never felt that way when I was working a lead platform. I never felt unemployed, because when I knew I was getting my fresh leads in, and every single day I had, the night before, I was planning a route of going out and door knocking 20 to 30 doors every single day. I had a game plan. Don't leave your business up to chance. You got to put the numbers in your favor. And that was my system. I was a door knocker. And I did preset appointments too, but ideally what I would do on my fresh leads, I would door knock every lead. I got to the point where I was so busy, I hired an appointment setter. But here's the thing. Here's the big mistake I've seen agents make, is that they get fresh leads, and what do? They give those leads to their appointment setter. I'm kind of going down a rabbit hole, but I think this is important. I thought to myself, I said, why in the hell would I give my fresh leads to an appointment setter? That seems stupid to me. Why wouldn't I go out and work the fresh leads, which I would call like the low-hanging fruit? You know what I mean? Let me work the fresh leads first. I'll go out and door knock all the fresh leads. After I've door knocked them a couple of times and left sticky notes, the ones I can't get a hold of, I will give those leads to my appointment setter to pound the phone to make preset appointments. To me, that made a lot more sense than giving my leads to the appointment setter, letting them, do preset appointments, and I take what's left over. I want the fresh leads for myself, because I know how I'm going to handle them. I know at the end of the day, I'm going to have more success getting in front of a client, making a presentation, if I actually go out and door knock it, and they see me, and they see that I'm, professional, clean cut. I've got an ID badge. I've got the card that they filled out, whether it's a direct mail card, maybe it's a digital lead with all their information. I've got their height, weight, even the IP address, all that stuff. I can validate who I am. They know I'm not some random telemarketer trying to sell them over the phone. I know with 100% certainty is I'm going to be more successful face-to-face than even myself, or certainly an appointment setter trying to book appointments over the phone. The other thing that I learned this from another guy that I'm a big fan of. His name is Jeffrey Combs. I've attended a lot of his seminars. I've bought a lot of his materials, even done some. Now, this guy did some private $500 an hour for private one-on-one coaching. Okay. And I did this probably, I don't know, 10 years ago or so. We're still friends. But yeah, 10 years ago, spending $500 an hour for private coaching. And I had to prepay up front and then wait for like 6 weeks till his calendar opened up. Okay. So I've invested a lot of time and money in coaching, education, and development. One of the biggest things that Jeff taught me, that Jeffrey taught me, when it comes to prospecting, he's a prospecting master. Nobody prospects better than he does. He's got, and if you want to get some material, he's got a lot of great material on overcoming objections and prospecting. And he worked in he helped a lot of people in the multi-level marketing arena, which I know we don't do multi-level marketing, but a lot of the concepts with prospecting, they still apply. There's overlapping philosophies that can be used in a lot of different industries. To my point, Jeffrey always told me is that, Joe, you've got to have more leads than you have time. Because what will happen, listen to me, this is important. What happens is that if you don't have enough leads, you're going to start becoming emotionally attached to the outcome of every lead. And I've experienced it. I've experienced it where I didn't have enough leads, and I was paying, let's say, at the time, let's say back a few years ago when leads were a little bit cheaper, 25, 30 bucks for direct mail leads. Didn't have enough leads. When you're spending money on leads, when you're spending that kind of money, number one, if you're not willing to spend a lot of money, so you're not really getting a lot of lead flow, it becomes very easy to become almost emotionally attached to that lead. And you get so hung up on the outcome. The opposite is having more leads than you have time. It's almost to the point where it's like you're not hung up on it. You're not worried about it because it's the law of large numbers that you've got more people to go see. Okay. We coined a phrase in our business and we called it lead poverty. Okay. You never want to be in lead poverty. And that's what lead poverty is, another way of the definition of lead poverty is not having enough leads. Lead poverty is when you are so overwhelmed with the outcome of every single lead because you don't have enough leads. And that's when you really start getting emotionally attached to the outcome of every lead. You got to have more people to talk to. Same thing applies with the agency recruiting. Guys, we spend thousands of dollars every single month on agent recruiting, doing hiring companies to do email blast, Facebook campaigns, a lot of different things. I'm just going to tell you, to onboard one agent, it could cost, with marketing and advertising, it could cost anywhere from $500 to $1,000 per agent to get one agent on board. That's about what we spend. Okay. When you consider everything, a lot of agents contract, but they fall off. I'm talking about to get an actual agent in that's going to produce some business. Okay. Which is fine. Those are the numbers. But I still know, as running the agent and recruiting and building the agency, the same philosophy applies with running sales, is that I got to have more people than I have time to talk to. Because if I'm only getting, let's say, 2 or 3 people, or let's say 1 agent a week, you know what I mean? It would be very easily to become emotionally attached to the outcome of every conversation I have. Oh, that guy didn't, I couldn't recruit that person. I start dwelling on all those facts. And I experience that with agents all the time. I get agents that call me and just they absolutely dwell on all the people that they couldn't close. Here's my biggest tip for you today. Stop dwelling on the people that you didn't close and go see more people. Invest in your business as much as you can. I know I quote a lot of different people, but one of the quotes I'm going to tell you is that somebody told me. I love quotes because I think about when people say something, sometimes people say things and it really impacts me. And it almost becomes, it comes part of my philosophy. But I heard somebody say once is that you have to invest in your business like your life depends upon it. Okay. And that's the philosophy I take. I don't mind spending money. You know, there was there was something that Grant Cardone said the other day. Oh, I know what it is. He said cash is trash. Okay. His point was it's not about how much money you have in the bank, it's about your cash flow. Okay, well, great. I'm glad you got 10,000 saved up in the bank. How's your cash flow? Are you cash flowing 5,000 a week? No, why not? How much are you cash flowing? Your cash flow is the most important thing. We've got a saying in this business that's called the cash flow glow. And I'm just telling you something. When you're making money and you're cash flowing, you don't need to tell anybody that you're making money because there's like an aura around you. People can see the cash flow glow. They know that you're making money. Okay. When you go in and make a presentation, if you've got the glow, your clients will pick up on that confidence. It's an energy level. Okay. So when you're recruiting new people, you have to have a certain energy to attract them. It's like a tractor beam, a energy field. Do you guys remember, if you're old enough to have seen the TV show Star Trek? I think they had something called a tractor beam, right? They could like, maybe that was Star Wars. I may be getting my things confused, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You throw out a tractor beam and you lure somebody in. It's some type of positive energy field that can lure people in. Well, when you start getting the cash flow glow and you start building your confidence, you're going to create that energy, and clients as well as agents will naturally be attracted to you. So I do have to end the call. Would love to talk to you guys a lot longer. I hope this call has been impactful. I'd love to have a personal conversation with you and let me know how I can help you with your business. You guys know I keep my phone with me 24/7. I answer it most of the time if I'm available. So if you need to have a conversation with me, please give me a call. If you are not with Senior Solutions and you want to get more information about Senior Solutions, go to our website and you can hit the contact us or the opportunities. There's a lot of different ways to contact me on the website. The website is Senior Solutions Agents. That's with an S, seniorsolutionsagents.com. And you can contact me through the website. All right, everybody, God bless. Have a great weekend. If you need me, please reach out. I would love to have a conversation with you. All right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.